When you hear the name Rachel Ward, something happens. A flicker of nostalgia, a rush of 1980s cinema and television, and suddenly you're back in a time when certain faces seemed almost impossible to forget. She wasn't simply beautiful, she had the kind of screen presence that made people stop and watch. Born in England in 1957, Ward first stepped into the spotlight as a model, appearing on magazine covers and becoming one of the most recognizable faces of her generation before Hollywood came calling. But it was the Thorn Birds in 1983 that changed everything. Cast as Maggie Cleary opposite Richard Chamberlain, Ward became an international sensation, and millions watched her transform from a glamorous newcomer into a dramatic leading woman. The miniseries became a television phenomenon, earning widespread attention and turning Rachel Ward into a name audiences everywhere suddenly knew. But here's the thing about Rachel Ward's story. She didn't spend the rest of her life trying to recreate that one moment. Instead, she kept moving, taking on roles in films and television, while gradually stepping away from the image that had made her famous. She appeared in movies like Against All Odds, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, The Umbrella Woman, and Christopher Columbus. The discovery, proving that there was more to her than the beauty magazines had once celebrated. And then came another transformation. Rather than remaining focused only on acting, Ward began moving behind the camera, directing and writing, discovering a different way to tell stories and a different way to define herself. That shift matters because Hollywood has always been fascinated with youth, beauty, and the next new face, but Rachel Ward chose something more difficult: evolution. She wasn't interested in remaining frozen in the version of herself audiences remembered from the 1980s. She explored filmmaking, worked in Australian cinema and television, and continued building a creative life on her own terms. What makes her journey so compelling is that her greatest achievement may not have been becoming famous in the first place, but refusing to let fame decide who she had to become afterward. The model became an actress. The actress became a filmmaker. And the woman once known primarily for her extraordinary beauty built a career around something that lasts much longer than a magazine cover: reinvention. People may still remember Rachel Ward as Maggie Cleary, the unforgettable woman at the center of the Thorn Birds, but her story reaches beyond that iconic role. It is about growing past the image the world creates for you, finding new ways to express yourself, and understanding that a career doesn't have to follow the path people expect. Fame can introduce you to the world, but it is reinvention that allows you to remain yourself. Rachel Ward's story is a reminder that some stars are remembered for one defining role, while others become something more. Still evolving, still creating, and still refusing to be defined by the moment that first made her famous, Rachel Ward built a legacy that was never just about being seen, but about discovering what she wanted to see next.